uh, I don't know how long this live's going to be. Oh, hi. I had a feeling you wanted me to do a live. It's like, hey, you know what? Since I got up early today, I got up with Pops today, this morning after 8 o'clock, that, this way we could at least kind of hang out for a little bit. And then if you decide to do a live on your shop, then just let me know. And then I'll kill this live so I can, you know, go on your live on my phone. But yeah, I got my Avakin life back. I'm still under the same name, still got all my stuff. Thank goddess. But I know anybody that truly understands me, you being one of them, the reason why I did what I did, because I don't know what the issue was. I don't know if it's a connection issue. I don't know if it's Google. I don't know if it's that my computer really isn't strong enough. I really don't know, because even on the phone, when I'm in my Avakin thing, every time I go to change a room, whether I'm going to a job to work there or I'm going to one of my other rooms to hang out with my pets and stuff and see if any friends jump on, I have to watch an advertisement. And I'm like, oh, because I don't remember that being an issue before when I had it on here. But when I try to get it back on here, so that way, yeah, it is, isn't it? So that way, like if none of my friends were on, I could be on in one account on this, in the other account on my phone like I used to do. So that way, I mean, yeah, it's just myself that I'm hanging out with. But in my mind, it's better than being there just alone with just my pets, I tried to get it on my, check my candle here. I tried to get it on my tablet, but for whatever reason, the tablet, I guess, isn't strong enough. So it can't handle it. Go ahead and sit this in here. Don't you dare fall over. Whew, okay. But I don't know what the issue was. I don't know why it kept messing up like it was. Even when I had it on my Chromebook, I just know that it would. Like, sometimes it would just freeze for no reason. It would just freeze right in the middle of conversation. It would chuck me out of the room. It would, it was doing all these crazy things, and I didn't understand why. So I thought, well, maybe it's just, very random. So maybe it's just that it's a connection issue or something. I don't know. Or my Chromebook is not quite strong enough to handle it. But also, while I'm thinking about it, I finally killed the cauldron, cut it up into quarters like you suggested, and I've got one burning in the skull right now here. I decided to move the skull in here, and it was fine. It didn't overflow, so you were right. That was a good amount to, and I got two really nice, they're either black onyx or black obsidian. I'm not sure which one, but they're black crystals. Like one of them's a decent size. It's about like this. The other one's a little bit smaller, but they look like they're the same stone. So, I just know they're black, and I put them down with Rosarex on my bottom shelf, on my little coffin shelf. Yeah, it might be obsidian, because I know obsidian, from what I remember, and I could probably even look it up on my phone. I have a crystal book. Oh, that's okay. I've got some now, so it's okay. Let me see if it's maybe in my crystal app here. Put on my eyeballs. But yeah, I decided to move my cauldron in the bedroom because I haven't had it in there yet. My cauldron burner that I got from you, and then move the skull out here so it's closer to the coffin. The coffin shelf. Okay, here it is. Let's see what it says about obsidian, because I know it said it's a good stone to work with. If you have like blockages of a sort, issues, but it won't do it gently. It cuts straight to the heart of the matter, and it can be brutal. That's why snowflake obsidian is better, because it's gentler with how it helps you. Okay, obsidian, where you at? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There's no obsidian in this. Oh man. Oh, there's true opal, orange calcite, orange creedite, orange kyanite, orange sapphire, orange zircon, orca agate, Oregon opal, orpiment, or orthoclase, oi, oh, oihe, jasper, but no onyx. But anyway, the little crystal book that I have, it tells, the differences between, say, a regular onyx, or obsidian rather, as opposed to a snowflake obsidian. So, like, if there's some issues within yourself that you're dealing with, some of the hard truths that a lot of us, don't like to deal with, don't like to admit, certainly some of our faults can be like in that category. So I haven't really worked with obsidian much, but protection stone, that's good. I could probably, if I where did I see my crystal book? I've run across it a couple of times here, just random, looking for something else, and there's my crystal book. But when I find it again, oh, excuse me. When I find it again, I'll read what it says about it, about the snowflake obsidian and the regular obsidian, or onyx. You said it might be onyx, or did you say obsidian? Okay, because I know onyx is black too. It has a solid black, or at least I think that's like the common color that it comes in. But then there's some crystals, obsidian. Yeah, okay. Some crystals, black. I don't know if it only comes in black or if it has other colors, because I've seen garnets and I've seen diamonds that were like blue and purple, and I'm like, where did these come from? They're very pricey to get, though. So obviously they are definitely some kind of special process they put them through to give them those beautiful bright colors. Oh, really? See, I've only known onyx to come in black. But because of so many other crystals, I thought only came in certain colors, and then come to find out, no, they come in this color, and this color. Like when I found out tiger's eye comes in three: gold brown, which is common, red, and then the blue. Now the blue, I think, is called falcon's eye or something like that. I forget exactly what it does. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of them. But I know the blue tiger's eye has to do with communication. It's really good with helping with communication. So, like, if you're having communication issues, and you can get like a little one of those little crystal cages and wear it as like a choker around your neck to where it falls right here in your voice box area, then the powers and abilities of it will hopefully help you to get across what you're trying to say and be able to communicate openly and proper and all that. The red one, I just can't remember what it says the red tiger's eye does, what its primary functions are. But anyway, so my hair's a mess, but hey, one of them things. And anybody can watch this live, so we just have to be careful what we say, because, so far so good. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, God. We haven't had any trolls come on here, and I hope it stays that way. I've got a green candle lit today for the color of the day, and I also asked that, everybody would have a good day, in every way. Let it be a good day and stuff like that. Yeah, hello, other persons watching. If they are, you're the only one on here right now, but I'm saying, you never know when somebody might pop on just to see what it's all about. But get this, you're going to love this. I do. My friend Vicky got a hold of me earlier today, and she's known as Spider Vixen on TikTok. Oh, really? Because mine only says one. It might have been, people pop on and they're like, oh, that's that boring chick. I can imagine. Oh, she ain't nothing worth watching, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, go away. But Vicky said that she did a card reading for me today, which kind of surprised me because she did it with a regular deck of playing cards and said I got the 7 of diamonds and said it had to do with financial difficulties. And I almost laughed because I'm like, yeah, I am kind of having those right now a little bit. And she said it will improve with effort. She tried to do a video of her pulling the card, but her phone died on her. So she ended up doing a voice message for me, letting me know what the card said and what card came up. And I was like, okay, cool. She loves the jewelry boxes that I make, the resin jewelry boxes. She didn't specify if it was the little square ones or the Zodiac, or maybe she likes both. I don't know. But she said she's going to try to get a PayPal set up soon so she can buy some of the jewelry boxes for her granddaughters. And I was like, oh, I said, thank you, honey. She said, keep up the good work or great work with your, doing your resin pieces. So I thanked her, and said, I'm glad you like my pieces. And, at least I know that she is a potential customer that, she is going to try to get some. It'll just be, a matter of her, getting her PayPal set up. And because her husband is the one that handles their finances. She's not very good at computer related stuff, kind of like me, or she might be better at computer stuff than me. I can't remember which. But, when the finances part of it comes in, because Vicky works, she does have some kind of a job. I forget what, but she's in the Myrtle Beach area. She's a Capricorn like me. And as you know, she goes way back with, all the way back to Rosemont, because she was one of the girls that ended up being in the room that they put me in Yellow Cottage, which was right across from Receiving Cottage, which I think Receiving Cottage was white or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So when Yellow Cottage got an opening, that was the cottage I ended up getting put in. There was a den mother in there. Her name was Miss Redmond. I remember that clearly. Beautiful lady. Beautiful, beautiful lady. Thanks a lot, Bella. You and your damn tail knocking shit all over the fucking place. She was the den mother, and I mean, she was pretty good, but Vicky, knowing that she likes my pieces and she is trying to buy some, that means a lot, of course. And I told her about Avakin, and I said, if you want to come on sometime and get yourself an account set up, it's free to set up the account. I told her my name there, so she knows how to find me, and then she should be able to figure out, just all she has to do is friend request me and let me know that it's her, whatever name she ends up using. Because I don't know if she would be able to use something like Spider Vixen, the same one she uses on TikTok, or not. They do give you one chance to do choose your own name, because that's how I ended up coming up with Star Fairy and 1969. So we'll see what happens. But, she does work. So I know that, she may not have a whole lot of time. You work yourself. You just do it from home. But when I talked to her earlier today, she said she was just getting ready to clock in, and I texted with her a few minutes, and I said, okay, hon. She said, I'll holler at you later. I said, okay, have a good day at work, stuff like that. And so I'm going to be probably throughout the day off and on. I'm going to be popping on Avakin, because my pets, I've got 3 of them at this one day house. I call it my day house that I hang out during the day. And when it's time to feed them, I definitely want to pop on for that. And I think every one of them don't need to be fed for like an hour yet. And that's something I can do while I'm on the live. It shouldn't interfere with it. But I just didn't know, if you were going to be doing a live today on your shop or not. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead and get on here now. So at least we can have a little bit of time this way. And then if you do your shop, then I'll be over there as soon as I take care of my animals on my Avakin thing. Okay, yeah, because it's only like 25 after 11 in the morning here. So, yep, 11:24. But sadly, I did find out that for reasons unknown to me, they canceled my Green Man, Green Woman molds. They're not coming. I'm not going to answer that because it's probably garbage. But I will probably be looking out the window because I do have my Zodiac pendants are out for delivery, and my rollers that go to my little mani-pedi thing. Yeah, and it's like, so we'll see, but on Avakin, but I'm just this time I'm gonna um, probably have to wait until I can get a better laptop that can handle Avakin, because Avakin is a data hog, so it takes up a lot of your data usage and stuff. So it's going to probably do the same thing on a laptop. And I've many times I have sent messages, not very nice messages, to Avakin staff saying this thing is a POS. You need to work. You need to do it better. You need to get it cleaned up. You need to, there's a lot more bugs. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Here at home I am connected to Wi-Fi, but like when I tried to get Avakin on my Chromebook again, it was giving me problems. It didn't want to do it. And I was like, okay, so let me try it on my phone. So I tried it on my phone, and it came on my phone, no problem. But according to, yeah, so that's like a toss up. According to Chris, I just remember him saying that Avakin Life is a data hog. It takes up a lot of data usage. But I'm going to try to be more careful this time with, not spending so much on there and everything. Just do things the hard way, as much of a pain in the ass as that is sometimes. Do things the hard way, work those jobs, build my money up slowly. And then at some point in the future, when, finances are flowing a little more better and freely, and I've got a lot more money to play around with, then I'll be able to maybe get, from every now and again, I'll get some, some more like coins or whatever for that, for the Avakin. Uh, Wake up, Janet. So yeah, the cauldron, the wax melt, it's smelling really good. I got it in the skull, and I got my green candle burning. When it's done, then I will light this one, which is my kitty cat. He's not sitting up straight. I just noticed that, because when I hold him sideways, there, now he's a little straighter. So when the green one burns out, then I'll light the white one, put it in the little tin that I use, and then let it burn down to a certain point, and then pluck it out of there, and so it can burn the rest of the way down, and I don't have to worry about my my candle holder here catching on fire, because this is wood, so I don't want it catching on fire. 5 days. Did you like the way I titled the live? 5 days, can't wait, So we're getting there.
What the hell am I fucking dying from?
Uh-oh. Pops is playing his game and he's dying. Poor baby.
Yeah, there's nothing alive around me yet. Something kills me.
Uh-oh. Maybe it's invisible. Maybe it's a ghost. Who knows? Oh. Ooh. Dang it. So yeah, I mean, a little tired, but proven to myself, and also still trying to get myself to where I'm getting up earlier. Sorry, had to kill a roach. A baby one at that. And this is probably the last time I'll be able to wear this shirt. I'm going to have to put it in the laundry, because it's dirty. My pants are dirty. I'm wearing my skull pants with it. I was so tired by the time I went to bed this morning after one that I just slept in what I'm wearing. So, it just wasn't worth taking the time to change out of this into my nightgown when I can sleep in this just as comfortably. Golly. Michael called last night during the live, but you fell asleep, and that's okay, because I know that you when it's like almost 8:00 at night here, it's like 1:00 there with you, so that's usually around the time when I ask you, sweetie, are you okay? Do you want to go a little longer? Are you tired? Do you need to go to sleep? So he left you a little message. I don't know how much of it you actually heard. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Um, but I just kind of gave you, kind of a short version of basically what he said. Um, yeah, I figured you were awake pretty early in the morning because I don't know like what time you have to get the boys off to school or anything. I certainly remember having to get up at, I think it was like 6 in the morning, fight with Michael, finally get him up after several attempts of going in. Michael, come on, you got to get up. You got to go to school. Michael, come on, you got to get up. And then when I finally got him up, I would get some breakfast for him, or if didn't have time, I would say 8:30. Okay. And it's Art and Walk. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, cuz here in the States, um they bus a lot of students depending on the area that they live in. They will be they have to be at the bus stop at a certain time in the morning and stuff, so they can catch the bus, and then that way it saves the parent from having to drive them to school. Especially if the parent has to work themselves, whether it's at home, from home, or at an office somewhere outside the home or whatever. Um, but so by the time we would get up to the bus stop in the morning, I was half asleep, trying to struggle to stay awake. I would stand up there with him until the bus came and he got on the bus, because it was the only way I could get the bullies at the bus stop that always bothered him to leave him alone, until he sprouted like tree. Once he got his tallness, nobody fucked with him after that. They did not mess with him after that. So then it wasn't so much of an issue. And I remember him saying, Mom, you don't have to come to the bus stop with me anymore. I'm okay now. My tallness is working to my advantage, and it's making the bullies leave me alone. I said, okay, honey, no problem. Because I didn't want to embarrass him, or anything like that. It was never an issue of that. I just would stand up there with him until the bus came. So some of my duties as a parent, and Alicia, I remember her saying that, some of the bullies at school, hello, mystery person. If we don't see you, hello, thanks for stopping by anyway. Um, she would get shoved into lockers. And when she told me about it, I was enraged. I was very, very angry. I wanted to smack the crap out of somebody. Um, but she's like, "Oh, Mom, it's no big deal. It's part of life at school." And I'm like, "It is a big deal, because that is still wrong. That is not okay." And but I didn't want to stir a fuss up, so I left it alone. But I did not like it, knowing that my child was being shoved into lockers by other children, and I couldn't do a damn thing about it because I was nowhere near her. I wasn't allowed to go to her school or anything like that. A couple times I had to actually drive Michael to school, and that was difficult because the traffic is like ridiculous. Because a lot of parents do. They would drive their kids up to the school doors, and there was like a certain area that you could drive up, let your kid out, make sure you see him in the building, and then take off and go back and do your day or whatever. Um, so I remember, when I was going to Starling, I walked from West Town Street all the way down to Central, which was a bit of a walk. And I don't remember what time I had to like get out the door by in the morning to give myself plenty of time. Me and my one friend that she would always walk with me. Um, kind of the whole safety in numbers thing. Um, but it took quite a few minutes just to walk down to my school. So I've had to walk myself to school before. But back in those days, the world wasn't the effed up mess that it is now. So it wasn't a scary thing. It was nothing for me and my friend to walk to school in the morning. It was no big deal. Now, I'm not. I would drive my kid to school because it's just safer. You never know when the crazies might be out, and you don't want your kid like walking themselves to school, and then somebody comes along and kidnaps them, and you never see them again. Because that's when I'm going dark side on some mother effer, and they're going to die because I will do every black magic spell that I can conjure, which would it would cost me my soul and my morality, my humanity. But if that's what I had to do to, make sure that these jerks were stopped, I would. Because it's just too often in the world is it happening. Trying to shape these nails a little better. See, this is what makes me mad. When they start getting the length where they really start looking nice, that's when they break. Every time. And I'm like, yeah! Makes me so mad. Okay. I hope my little beauty here is ready to wear. But see, this was a clear one that I did. See all the crystal bits and the pretty colors, and I did the oil inks a different way. And then here's the aquamarines, and then there's the little pendant in the middle, and that I used for the ring stand, and then I had crystal bits in that too. So it's time. I think it's had plenty of time. Please work, please work, please work. Yes, it's on there, and it fits my ring finger perfectly. So yay. My first pop of the day. Only pop of the day. Because I am still trying to be very consistent, persistent, and insistent on myself to cut back on all the sugar, so much sugar intake. And I also found out the hard way, sadly, but that the fruit juice that I have right now, I can't, I can only drink like if I filled this glass, which I have with it, I could maybe drink about half, and then I would have to stop because it would start upsetting my stomach. That's probably due to the fact that it is V8 Splash. There is a lot of fruit juices mixed in, and some of them are acidic. Some of them, have that acidicness about them. So that in itself can upset the stomach. Just like before I take my Lipozene every day and my vitamins, I always make sure that I have at least a bowl of cereal down me in my belly, before I take my meds, because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to upset stomach. I don't want to be hurling first thing in the morning and freaking everybody out. Mom, why are you throwing up? Are you okay? Yeah, it's nothing. I was just, stupid and took my pills on an empty stomach like a dum-dum. But I don't know, though. Unless you can maybe think of another way that we could maybe do some ring stands. I think I've only got really 2 of them done. But because this one is as thin as it is, it's the other side of the when you flip the mold over in the square jewelry boxes, there's a little square you can fill, and I filled it to this, and I was going to make me like a multi-level multicolored cube, but I love this one so much. I love the way it came out. I love the colors and everything, so I wanted it to be one of the first. And these are the longest pieces in the kits, at least that I have right now. That is what you can put your ring on, your rings. But as you can see, these pendants aren't very long, so you would probably only be able to fit a couple on there, and then that'd be about it. So something that maybe we can, figure out a way to get some taller pieces to be able to be the piece to glue in the middle so that you can fit more rings on it. So I've never displayed these in any of my videos because I don't want people saying, "Oh, I want one of those," blah blah blah, and then I'm like, I only have two," and when I'm first learning a mold, learning how to do it proper, learning how to fill it proper, and all that, and what it's going to look like when it comes out, when it's done. I'm not very likely to sell them because I don't want to feel like I'm selling a shoddy product, a product that ain't worth any money that I charge for it, no matter how inexpensive. Um, so at some point here soon, I'm going to have to go back and watch my 8-minute live again so that I can listen to the prices that I gave for the different jewelry boxes, because I don't want to give Vicky a different price when she's finally ready to buy a couple. So I want to stick with the prices that I put in the live, because the little square ones, I honestly can't remember what kind of price tag I decided to end up putting on them. So I will kind of work with, play it by ear, and when the live tells me or the video tells me, then I'll just like scribble it down or something, and that's what I'll use for now, because I want my stuff to be, a decent quality stuff. And the thing about the pendants, the pendant mold that's coming today, it doesn't come with any of the chains, so that's going to be an issue, because how many people are going to want to buy them if it don't come with the chain, which means they'll either have to put it on a chain of their choosing, or they'll have to buy a chain, because I can't afford to be, buying a bunch of chains. Out for delivery. See? Hang on. Let me see how close. Where are my orders? That is not what I wanted. Show me my Amazon orders in transit. Track your package. Checking briefly to see if it says, like 5 stops away or whatever. But it's getting close, because see, once it gets all the way to the end where that other dot is, that means that it was delivered. So I better keep that map up where I can keep an eye on it. And then when my little indicator dot on the map turns a different color, like maybe it'll turn red as it's getting closer, I don't know, then I will be able to, realize I need to start looking out the window, so that I don't miss it. Now, see, I think these two look really good together. This one and this one. This is one of the garden quartzes or something, isn't it? I forget what stone this one is. Ow. Freaking itching. Flower agate. Okay, flower agate. You got to remember that. Let's see what else. It's quarter till. I'm just glancing out the window, make sure I'm not seeing any trucks pull up or anything. So, as far as the molds for the pendants, that I don't know. I'm definitely, I won't be able to cast any right now anyway until I get my check and get more resin. But once I get the first set done, I'm just going to have to let people know I have the pendants, but I don't have the chains. So if somebody buys a pendant, then at least they'll know that they're going to have to provide their own chain, because I can't afford right now to get any that I can put on a chain myself, or I would. But then, like, say if it's like a sterling silver chain or something especially, then I'm most likely going to charge more, because sterling silver is not cheap. It's a good quality silver, and steel chains, sometimes you can get some steel ones that are equally good, but as far as like gold or anything like that, no, I probably would never be able to get. I wish that one piece of hair would stop falling down. It's driving me nuts. I'm about to put my damn hat on because it's driving me bunky. But let's see, what finger do I want to wear this one on now? I switch it around to different fingers because to me, it looks like there's garnets inside. This is typically a man's ring right here. Okay, nope. I heard car doors or heard a door, so I looked out to make sure it wasn't. So once my rollers get here, I'm going to put a new one on my mani-pedi thing, and then I'll be able to do my feet later. But that's not something I would feel comfortable doing during a live stream. That would be just too weird. Nope, can't set it there. Okay, the green one's done. Time to light the kitty cat. Whoop! Oh dear. The freaking lid jumped over onto my skull, which the tea light went out on because I can see that the wax is solidifying. So, but I use the coasters that go with the Zodiac boxes, perfect lid to put on my can. So bugs can't get in it, hopefully. So yeah. Okay. Flower agate. Because see, because my fingers are so big, daintier rings like these I don't know, they don't look bad, but they can't be too tiny, because if they're too tiny, then they just don't look right. And also, Michael let me know that I guess you have some packages coming here, and he said they're for me. Surprises, don't open them until you get here. I said, okay, no problem. I said, at least, we know to look for them. And once they get here, we'll just, put them up. I'll put them up somewhere in the bedroom or whatever. If I can find a place to shoehorn them down here, I'll put them up, put them in the front room, but I don't really think I have any room to put them in the front room any more than I really have for, like the bedroom is just as much a mess. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too. So none of them's come yet, but hopefully they'll get here whenever they're going to get here, I guess. And I know that you're sending I think one of them you said isn't it the order that you're going to be given to a U.S. customer that you have here? Because I know you said you was going to bring an order with them. One is Monday? Okay. Because let's see, tomorrow's the 25th, 26th, 27th. So hopefully Monday, one on the 3rd. Okay. Hopefully Monday for definite, we will get, that should be our check day. It's kind of up in the air whether or not it can possibly show up as early as tomorrow, but we're only supposed to get our check 2 days before the 1st. So, okay. Gotcha. And conveniently enough, at least the post office, our post office is just right down the road. It's not very far at all. It's like, a couple of minute drive, if that. Because all we will have to do is get the packages, get in the car, go down the alley that way, take it down for a couple of blocks, pull into the post office parking lot, walk in, and get in line, and get it shipped. Some of the ideas I've come up with for the Zodiac pendants that I think will look really good is it's going to be a combination of, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do as far as colors, kind of like a birthstone. So I don't think um, any of the colors I have right now, unless I did like the resin with like some red food coloring, it might be probably the closest that I could come up with something that would be like a garnet color. I will do the Capricorn pendant in that color, and then like some of the other signs, I will try to make a color as close to the birthstone color as I can with the what I have right now until I can get my big kit that's got my a bunch of other like ink colors in it and stuff. Exactly. So, once we get you here and we get over there, then you'll be able to get the prices and everything and write either me or you, doesn't matter. Write down in a look, have a book with us. Like we can use one of my journals, I don't care, to write down the price, and then I can always tear the page out for you, and then that way at least you know how much the shipping is and you can relay that to your customers when you do a US order. So, ooh, golly crap. I wish I had one of my extreme energies so I could wake up. Uh, Trying to be careful how I set my glasses down because I don't want to scratch them up again. Damn pop ups over my chat again. I think I've got enough of this drink down that I can hopefully pour the rest of my pop in here with no problem. Because I only use the lid long enough for me to drink the pop down to where I can pour the rest. Okay. And it fills it completely to the top. So I have to pick it up very carefully and sip it down so it doesn't like overflow and make a mess. I definitely don't want a sticky mess to have to put up with. Daggone it. Got this one spot right under the waistband of my pants. Seem to be itching me for some reason. Hope a damn bed bug hasn't climbed in there and munching on me, which is too much of an everyday occurrence around here. I mean, I don't have any stuff to really spray the couch with right now to keep them away from me. Flower agate. I have to be careful not to fill this cup past a certain point because then I can't screw the lid on right and it ends up making a mess. Damn pop-ups, go away. I'm just glancing at my map here to see if it's any closer to being delivered. And here lately, because I was getting so many garbage calls, I don't even answer them anymore because I have no guarantee that it is the delivery driver saying, "Hey, I'm about to bring your package." So I know to watch for them. That's why I don't know how I did it, but I was able to bring up the map, which is the way I prefer to do it. And then right below the map, it shows, okay, it's at a certain point. And on the map, it's like, okay, you're 4 stops away or you're like 10 stops away or whatever. Okay, this got to stop. Dadgummit. Ugh, quit itching me. So that I know, okay, they're 2 stops away. I better start looking out the window or get my butt downstairs so I can open the door by the time they pull up. Okay. Well, but other than that, nothing much really going on. But then nothing much really ever goes on here anyway. Most days me and Pops are like on our computers playing our games and different things, and very uneventful, you know. And I'm probably going to have to take another shower again here soon because I have found in the past that especially when my skin starts itching random places, and especially when my hair starts itching, then I know that, okay, it's getting oily, and it needs washed. So, because Pops, I think he took his shower, was it yesterday or Wednesday? One of those. I can't remember. And we always have to time it to where, like, if he's going to take a shower, and he wants to take his in the morning, then I will let him know that, okay, go ahead and take yours in the morning, and then I'll just take mine later in the day, because the hot water heater situation being so stupid right now, sometimes you get in there, the hot water's too hot. So then it becomes more of a challenge and a pain in the arsemamy to get it regulated so you're not either freezing yourself or scalding yourself, and all you're trying to do is take a shower. Other times it'll run out of hot water within a handful of minutes of getting in the tub, to where you end up showering in cooler water than you would have liked. So then you have to suddenly speed things up as quickly as possible so you're not standing there shivering. Because as soon as you get out of the shower, you're going to have your skin's going to be slammed with some cold anyway, because of the warm temperature of the water and everything in the shower. Can't think of. Trying to think of something to do to pass the time, so I'm not just sitting here, silently feeling silly. It's not saying much or anything. But my mind just keeps reeling with the possibilities of what you can do with resin pieces, and I've seen some beautiful works that people have already done with some of theirs, and I have a bunch of items on my save for later page, which is on Amazon, which is where the cart when you click the cart, when you have items in it to buy, it brings up a certain page. Well, each item you have the option you can save for later, and then it drops it down to where you're still in your cart area, but then it saves the item for until you're ready to purchase it. All right, now, stomach, come on. That's it. I'm about to frickin'. Because I just don't understand what is all this damn itching. Well, not going to be able to use that one. That one's too far down. Here we go. No, I don't want to use that one. I think my Amari here's, I don't know if it's gone yet, but kind of feels like it. Because see, when you're pressing on it and then none's coming out. Okay, poison it is. Because bed bugs don't like scented stuff, I try to keep my body anointed with scented stuff to the best of my ability. That's why I prefer to have Febreze in like a lavender scent or some other really strong, nice scent, and then spray down just my side of the couch. I don't spray the entire couch, just my side of the couch and maybe part of the middle cushion because, you know, these little fudgers, they want their feeding. So they have no problem, like if I put my hand down, rest my hand down on the middle cushion, within minutes, probably I'm getting bit. It's like, frustrating. And this was a nice couch when we first got it, but now it's a dirty, filthy mess. It needs cleaned. I wish we could get a steam cleaner and clean it, but that's probably not very realistic either because even renting one of those can be expensive. But need to change the sheet on the bed, need to change my pillowcase, and probably I need to redo my soap water that is a combination of like body washes and stuff that I combine together. And if I can put as much heavily scented lavender in it as possible, I do, because that is like one of the main ones that they don't like, and I do. So, there was a really good combination that I came up with that had peppermint, lavender, and patchouli is definitely a triple one that you can do that they don't like the smell of. There's so many, but you gotta take the time to make the stuff. You gotta have the oil to, mix it with into the spray bottle so you can spray it because that's the easiest way. Um, but yeah, we've been meaning to change the sheet on the bed and keep forgetting because it don't take long for it to get dirtied up. I would like to get. They have these couch covers that you can buy from certain places. Usually, you have to do it by mail order. And then it will have like a certain design on it or pattern or something if you see one that you really like, and it will literally cover this entire thing, which granted it's going to probably give the bed bugs more places to hide, but if you saturate the whole thing to the best of your ability, at least the front of it, as much as possible, the arms, the sides, the only part you're not really getting is down behind it. But if you get enough of this front surface area saturated with like a Febreze or something like that, then it keeps them at bay. It keeps them from biting so much. Okay, come on, stop. So I had my breakfast, took my vitamins, took my lipazine. Sometimes I'll tick a list off in my head to make sure that there's not something that I've been meaning to do and forgot to do. I know one major thing that I would love to be able to get done is this living room because the stuff is piled so high in here. It's just disgusting. I hate it. Um, I hate having so much stuff and not having any room to put it. But that doesn't mean that I should feel like the only way to truly make things more harmonious in here is to get it cleared out. And I have these bookshelves on my Amazon list. I went from lowest price to highest, and the very first one I get is going to be white, and that thing's probably going to be dirty and soiled within no time. But I want to get an idea of how many books I can fit in those so I can therefore determine how many of them I'm going to have to buy, like one a month until I have, like say 4 or 6 of them, and be able to get rid of these crates, use them for other stuff, and be able to actually have bookcase that will fit in here that won't take up a bunch of room, that won't be a bunch of difficulty to deal with and everything. It'll look better than this heaping mass of junk that I'm looking at every day that it bothers me as much as it bothers Chris. But until I get some better bookcases that I can put them in, I'm not going to be able to clear out the crates. Keep looking at my orchids and I just want to cry because they're dying. I'm going to get up for a minute and get some water to pour in the oil diffuser thing. Hey, Bella. How you doing, buddy? See if I can do this without making a mess. That looks about like the fill line. Oops. Whoa! Every time. I almost fall on my face just trying to get the mouse back up off the floor. Oh! Oh, golly. Okay.
You son of a.
Well, if this don't stink out the bed bugs, I don't know what will. I put some peppermint oil in the water this time because that's a scent they don't like. Just glancing out the window again, make sure I didn't miss the delivery driver. Because the mold that's coming today and the rollers, it's looking like they're going to be in the same package, which because the items are small enough, they should be able to fit in one package, no problem. But I think Pops is getting mad at his game because it keeps messing up, doing stuff it ain't supposed to be doing, or not doing stuff that it's supposed to be doing. Oh. Let's light up Scully. I haven't lit him in a while. Anytime I have items that have skulls, I tend to call them Scully. That did not just go out. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay, good. Okay, where'd the hook go? Oh no. Good one, Janet. Now you gotta. It looked like the fire went out. There we go. Because I couldn't see it sitting down in the camera. Okay, I can barely see it. See? There we go. See, he's lit. Oh, Lordy. Well, I think it's time because I feel like it's getting close enough to the hour mark. Need to go feed my pets. No, I don't want to watch an advert. Just want to go to my apartment that I'm hanging out in on here today and feed my animals. Hang out with them a little bit so their levels don't drop too much. Because, when you sit with them, sometimes that's considered an affection thing, so you're spending time with them. Yep, I was right. It was feeding time. You won't be able to see her very well, but here, maybe you'll be able to see her this way. There she is, the kitty you got me. Okay. Now I need to go over here. Need to go into my party garage. Take care of my chimera. Okay, so he don't have to be fed now for he and she. 2 hours, 59 minutes. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but I turned my garage into a party area, and I've got all my, see, that's my little baby chimera. I named it Merlin, and I consider the cat side as female, and the lamb side is female, and the cat side as male, and I combined my name with the name of Merlin, because a chimera is definitely a pet that, in my opinion, a witch would have, if it was possible, And look at all the spirits I have. I have dragons, I have phoenixes, I have griffins, But it's kind of a childhood memory, too. Not to mention, I love the wallpaper. I love the wallpaper. See the pretty, cosmic looking wallpaper? And I got all my cars sitting outside. Well, at least as many of them as I can fit in the driveway. Okay. Now I need to go back in. No, I don't want to sit down. And then I have to go upstairs, take care of my cheetah. because she's in my. I think I decided to use this one as a sitting room. See, and I got her levels all the way up to the green, so that's good. That's Leela. That's my cheetah. And this is my kind of sitting room. I decided to turn it into a sitting room because you only need one bedroom, right? So I was like, yeah, let's make this one a sitting room. Why not? And I do have a bedroom too. The bathroom's tiny in this particular house, though. Oh no, I don't have a bed in here. Well, I used to. This is my office. Bathroom is tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, look how tiny this. That bathroom is tiny. It's, I mean, it's kind of one of those you gotta step outside to change your mind. But it's really hard to show on here because you can only get it like certain angles. Then I gotta go down the hall, go back over here to the steps, go back downstairs, and go sit outside. Which I think I'm gonna sit in my chairs on the porch because I don't do that a lot. At least until my, phone dies, which when my phone dies or it goes into the red, or I'm sure some kind of a indicator screen will pop up and it'll say low battery, or, it'll just cut the Avacon off. Then I'll be like, okay, time to plug it in so it can, keep charging. And when you're wearing black, it's one of the colors that it's the hardest to be able to see the bed bugs on a lot of times. But, however far into the future, when I can finally afford to do so, uh, I will get me a better laptop that maybe will have a better capacity and better amount of memory and, whatever else it needs. And I'll be able to get my Avacon Life on it with no problem. And it'll give me a bigger screen because I have found that on the laptop, it's a lot easier to move furniture around and like turn them around a certain direction because you don't want to be sitting facing a wall, for instance. But on the phone, it's harder because my fingers are too big. They get in the way. You have to take the stylus, you have to touch the item you're trying to turn around, whatever direction, or move it. And then you gotta have your finger to hold it, and then you have to use the stylus to turn it or something like that. And it's a real pain in the butt doing it on the phone, but on a laptop, it's a lot easier because you just do everything with the mouse. So, and my main laptop that Pop spent all that time working on, I don't know why it can't handle the Sims 3 other than, or not the Sims 3, the Avacon Life. Excuse me, other than there's something that the computer itself, it either doesn't have enough power, doesn't have enough memory. I'm not sure what the issue, or it might just be flat out too old because I don't even know how long I've had this laptop. I've had it quite a few years. But you can only band-aid these things so much, and then you have to let them go. And so it'll be nice at some point in the future to be able to get me a better laptop. Sadly, though, I think my friends Kara and Sari on Avacon are kind of mad at me because I went away for a while. But I remember leaving the message explaining why. I said I just can't deal with all the problems, and all the mess ups that Avakin keeps doing, and interrupting when I'm trying to hang out with my friends because Kara and Sari are on at different times, and it's hard to catch them. So Kara was on earlier. I invited her twice to my house that I'm hanging out in today. She didn't show up for either one. So that kind of hurt my feelings, but I did leave them a message a while back, and said, look, I just can't, I had to, because sometimes when the thing starts messing up, yeah, I know. Hopefully they'll be on later, and maybe, I'll invite them if I see that they're on, and they'll come that time. But I did try to get a message when I went away for about a month or however long, a year actually, apparently, because some of the dates that was last recorded on my Avakin when I reinstalled it on my phone was 2022. And here we are 2023 already. So, but I let them know that, I was just having too many problems. And sometimes the only way to undo problems with something like Avakin Game or Avakin Life app or whatever it's called, it's a social thing. If you uninstall it and then reinstall it, that makes it start behaving again, if you know what I mean. Like so far today, it's not doing too bad. I just hate that every time I go to travel to either a different room or go to a job or even to go hang out at one of the social sites on here, because I don't have any friends that are on right now that I can hang out with, is the doggone advertisements. You have to watch an advertisement every time now. And I don't recall that being an issue before. It's like when I went to another room, it would just let me go to that other room. But now it's showing an advertisement every time I want to travel to a different location. I'm like, oh boy. So then I try to watch it. I try to get out of it as quickly as I can. And I don't like having these other games forced onto me that these people want you to buy and install on your device. And I don't want that stuff. If I did, I would have already downloaded it. So I don't know how to keep it from doing that. But I guess for now, it's just something I'm going to have to put up with, because at least on my phone, it's a way to be able to play it until I can get a better laptop that I can install a lot easier and maybe won't have any issues. But my Chromebook here, when I tried to reinstall it, I just couldn't get it to do it. Chris tried to fix it, and he said, it's not you. He said, it's Google. He said, it's something on their end, and they don't care. They're not, if they're not making any money out of it, then of course they're not going to fix it. Why should they? What are they getting out of it? That seems to be some of their attitude. I hope Maria's doing okay. She seemed okay the few times that I've seen her in the past couple of days. I don't know if she's, since the bad news below, I don't know if she's been okay with the possible scare, that Paige has cancer. I think I'm going to go over here and turn my stereo on. Definitely going to need a stylus for this. Might as well have some music to listen to, huh? And I'll try to keep it down, because some of these, hope you can hear that okay. Some of these get so loud You know, it's like you got to turn them down. And especially since Pops is in there trying to play his game, I don't want to disrupt that too much either. But this is my favorite, one of my favorite stations, the Gothic Vintage Network. And I definitely missed my Gothic music. I was like, dang it, do I really want to go through this again? So I was like, oh well, I guess I can, because I felt like I was abandoning my friends, and I wasn't trying to. I wasn't meaning to. It's just you can only take so much frustration of the same things happening over and over again when you're just trying to play the game, and then left and right it's messing up, you know, and you can't. I can only take it so much, and then it's like, okay, I can't do this right now. I got to get off of this because it's just too much. And I don't want to get so angry that I throw my phone across the room and destroy my phone. Can you hear it okay? If you want me to turn it up a little bit more, let me know and I will. Because I'm only trying to kind of, you know, give both of us like a filler. You can't hear it? Okay. Let me know when you can hear it. What about now? Can you hear it now? Okay. It's not too loud, is it? Because I don't want to feel like I'm shouting, you know, so you can hear me. Sometimes I'll do like the classic rock on here. I get an 80s station on here that plays 70s, 80s kind of music I love. So, right. Okay. Is that better? So you can still hear it, but it's not too loud. This is one of my favorite songs. See, I know these songs. I know them well. So it's okay. The volume's okay. Okay. But I can't think of a better filler, time passer, than hanging out before you go do your TikTok shop later. So this gets us both through however much of the day we can until you decide to go do your live. And then, in which case, I'll kill this live so I can go. And then I'll have to get off my Avacon so I can get on your live. But it's okay. You know, I try to get my animals levels up and keep them happy. You know, I try to keep everything completely in the green. And I'm also trying to limit how many animals I will put in a single place. Like this particular house that I'm hanging out in now, my day house. There is the garage, the outside, the main body of the house, and the 1, 2, 3 rooms upstairs. And I can literally put an animal in each of those rooms. But whatever animal I choose to put in the main room, which I put Bass, I named her Bass Brooke after you. And because you got her for me, and she's the very first petkin that pops up on my petkin list. So I try to, because there's been times just out of experimentation, you know, to see if I could do it. Oh yeah, I'm sure they are. But I would overwhelm myself with animals, because I would literally have an animal in each room. So it meant that I had to keep going to each room often. And then I would like sit in one room with one of them for a while, because that counts for the attention and the affection. And then keep an eye on their feeding and their watering and stuff like that. So they're getting plenty of that. And then I would go to another room and hang out with that one, and it just became exhausting. So I'm like, okay, let's cut to the chase here. We got a limit. So I figured 3, I can handle 3. I got Bass running around outside. She can run around in the front yard, the backyard. And then the main body of the house, my cheetah's upstairs in one of my sitting rooms, and my chimera's in the garage. So voila. And it's not such a difficult, you know, it's a more manageable amount And then because I have so many rooms on here, I wish there was a way that I could, through Avakin, easily categorize them to where all my day houses would be together, all my night houses and hangout places would be together. So during the day, I would it's like, oh, okay, it's daytime. Let's go to this one. This is a daytime one. And then at night, ooh, let's go to my goth club, or whatever. And then have the nighttime ones. So, but yeah, you got to remember the animals on here, at least they don't die, okay? Some games, they actually will die if you don't take care of them. Like on Sims 3, I've had animals die before on me, and it broke my heart. And I'm like, wait a minute, Janet, come on. Back to reality here. It's just a game. But it still would bother me. It would bother me consciously and subconsciously because I felt like I was treating it as a real animal. They were that real to me. Even though I had a purple Egyptian Mao or a blue one or whatever, it bothered me. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do pets unless I only do one. Because the drawback is if you do two of them, you do like a male and a female especially, they're going to have kittens. And then you're going to be overrun. Just like in reality, if you don't get your cats fixed, they're going to keep reproducing and stuff like that, especially if they keep getting outside, right? So the one that got to me the most on Sims 3 and what changed my way of doing things and thinking things through as far as pets is I had, I think it was four animals at one time. They were all cats. A couple of them were adopted cats because they do have a feature on Sims 3. You can adopt a cat or a dog or something like that. And you have to go to this one certain house. So you have to go to the world map of the place. And then it'll show you, when you know the icon to look for, it shows you this is where you go to adopt the animals. And it's usually in a Sims house. But I had it was 4 or 5 of them, something like that. And there is a social worker that will come and get them if the animals are not being taken care of well enough. And it came and took all of my animals. And I was absolutely crushed because I had plenty of Sims. But when I tried to get my Sims to pay attention to them, play with them, pick them up, pet them, and different things, it wasn't enough. And they literally came and took all my animals, and I was devastated. And I said, okay, this should not be affecting me this way. It's just a game. But if it was a reality situation and say, an animal, look how many animals outside are abused, right? Then, yeah, it can get out of control. Oh, no, it's okay. It did me too. Because it's like, Janet, it's just a game. So, and I can laugh about it now, but the fact that it bothered me like it did, I was like, oh, come on, Janet, you're being silly. It's a game. These are not real animals. Stop it. So I've learned my lessons. If I'm going to do my pets, then I only try to do 1, maybe 2 at the most, because you want to give the pet another pet to play with. But another thing that I hate is giving them baths. When they get fleas, if you play with them or pet them, you get fleas. The only way you can get them off of you is you have to take a shower in the game. And then when you try to get the pets in the bathtub, sometimes they fight you or they run away like a very real pet would do. No, I don't want a bath. So then it becomes a problem because that is not taking care of the animal proper because you can't keep the fleas off of them. So, yeah, I don't do the pets expansion pack much. But it don't much matter right now anyway because I can't even get on my Sims 3. Because the only laptop of the ones that I have, which in totality I have 3, I have my 2-in-1, which is slow as molasses in January, have my main one, and then I have my Chromebook here. I think I was I able to successfully do Avakin Life on the 2-in-1? I don't know, but when a game or an app has a certain amount of requirements, it needs before it can, work right. then it's not going to play. It's not going to, but I just, for the life of me, I cannot figure out why on my main laptop I can't get Avakin Life. I'm like, why? So it may be just a simple matter of putting more memory in it, which I don't know when I'm going to be able to afford to do that, because it does still have some room for memory, and memory is the key thing, as you know. That's what gives it its speed. Yeah, and it could be storage space. I know a lot of what Dad ran into when he was cleaning up my main one is photos. So many photos and stuff from all the times that him and I have gone out, and I would take my little Canon, and I mean, like, some of them, it would be like several hundred pictures in one day. And then I would download them onto my main laptop so that way I could erase them off my camera and I wouldn't lose them. So he did clean it up the best that he could, and I appreciate that greatly, because it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of time, took a lot of energy, I'm sure, for him to do that. But even after all that he went through, I still can't get Avakin Life to load on it. I can't get it to install. And because it's so difficult to do the Avakin Life on the phone, I would just rather be able to have Avakin on at least 2 of my laptops, the ones that work the best, the ones that have the greatest amount of speed, therefore the greatest amount of memory. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of it could just simply be that the unit is too old. It's too outdated, even though we try to keep it updated. Because I know Sims 3 probably takes a lot, just to even run that. I even set up a whole nother EA game or EA account to try and get into my Sims 3, and I still couldn't get it to do it. And I'm like, man! So I can't even play my Sims right now, and I don't have it on any other of my devices. It's very frustrating. Because like on my main laptop, for instance, IMVU loads no problem. It's slower than molasses in January, but it loads. If I went in my main laptop right now and tried to download Avakin and install it, it wouldn't do it. I bet you it wouldn't do it. It's like, ugh! It's just so frustrating. But I do like being able to hang out on Avakin sometimes, be able to hang out on IMVU, but it's so much more fun when you have friends to do it with, even if it's only that one friend, that can come on there when you're on there, that doesn't have to, work or, has a lot more time on their hands. So therefore they have a lot more probability they're going to be able to be free to come and hang out, So hopefully at some point, I don't know how far into the future, my friend Vicky will check out Avakin and go, hey, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me do that. And then I will try to remind her and it's like, I'm not pressuring you to do this, Vicky. It's just a way that we could hang out. And it can be fun, but it is time consuming sometimes. And if you want the cool outfits and the cool rooms, then you have to pay cash on the computer to get the money to get the items. Otherwise, it would be boring, But I will ask her to make sure she lets me know that it's her. Like if I get a friend request from a strange someone with a name or a handle I don't recognize, then I'm not very likely to answer it, because I don't want it to be some 13-year-old that's just looking for a handout, because I've had that happen to me a lot. People that I tried to be friends with on Avakin, and they're just young people, and they just want people to buy them stuff, because they're kids. I mean, you can be like 13 years old is the youngest I think that they allow on Avakin, and it's the same with IMVU. And my feelings on that. I don't like that, because that lays those children wide open to sexual predators and dangerous people that can easily disguise themselves as an avatar and as this really cool person, and blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing you know, they're wanting to meet face to face. And what do you think they're thinking? So, and then suddenly you don't see that kid anymore. And I don't ever want that to happen to any of them. A lot of them have been absolute brats that I just wanted to smack the pee out of. But you very well can't do that on a game. Just unfriend them. If they try to friend you again, don't accept it. That's really the only thing you can do. I've had guys on here. You know, pledging their feelings and oopsie. Come on. There's only one drawback I'm finding with this, but there's one possible way I can fix it. Is these little pieces here, because it's adjustable, it digs into the underside of my finger and it's like, ow. So sometimes in a case like that, I'll take like a tiny little bit of tape or Band-Aid or something and wrap it around it to kind of give it a little bit of a cushion so I can still wear it and it's not digging into my finger and, you know, making it uncomfortable to wear. Because I want to wear my ring, darn it. I want to be able to wear my ring because it's something my daughter gave me, and it's a beautiful ring. I love the flower agates. I've never had a flower agate ring. But anyway, yeah, so whatever the issue ends up being, and I mean, I already know that I'm probably going to have to plug my phone in here soon because it's going to die on me. Otherwise, I don't know how long I can be in my Avakin game before it does. But, you know, this is me, you know, just trying to spend as much time with my animals as I can. And then probably by the time 6 o'clock or so rolls around, then I'll probably switch to a nighttime, you know, place that I can hang out at on my Avakin. And also something I figured out, which is kind of nice on the Avakin game, is when you have certain animals in one house and then you go to a different house or a different room, and as long as you load them in that room, when you feed, take care of, and be affectionate, water and all that, give them all their needs, take care of all their needs, as long as you do it in one, it does it in all of them, and you don't have to be in each individual room to pull that off. So I thought that was cool, you know. I love my cave. Oh, man. My cave is one of my absolute favorites. Of course, I love my castle. I would still like to get the Hell Castle, but that thing is so damn expensive. I don't even want to think about how much cash out of pocket I would have to sink into the coin section where you can buy coins so you can get the different rooms and stuff just to get it, because it's like 9,999 or some crazy amount, you know, that not a lot of us have. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. So the castle that I did end up with, because I think you've been in my castle. It's not the Hell Castle, but it still has the dungeon, which I have dungeon parties down there. If I can get, you know, at least between 1 and 3 of my friends. Yeah, isn't the castle cool? You can go upstairs. You can go outside. There's an outside balcony. You can dance outside the balcony. You can sit, but that's really about all you can do. And then one time I put, was it every car that I had? Or as many as I could. I was like, you know what? I've got all this space in the main room of the castle. Why not utilize it in a creative way? So I put a bunch of my cars in there, and me and Kara and Sari were sitting in my cars just hanging out, you know, but you have to take virtually pretty much everything out of the room to do that, to pull that off, because those cars take up a lot of space, and each room has the little bar graph on the side, and when it starts going into the orange and certainly into the red, that means you cannot put another item in here. It will not load. So then you have to decide, what do you really want in there? You know, what do you really need? But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. We were just kind of sitting in my cars hanging out. I was like, this is fun. They loved it too. Okay, I'm going to put this over here and hope that it don't fall over on me, so I can pluck my candle out of the holder, because it's getting down pretty low. And if I wait too much longer, the fire's going to be, it'd be too likely. Ow! I just, hot wax, ow, hot wax. So I can't wait too long, because if I wait too long and then try to pluck it out, I'll end up burning myself. No burning myself. I do that too much, especially on a klutzy day. Not a good thing. Okay, you stupid freaking Amazon, bring me my stuff. I'm jonesing, man. But of course, once I get my Zodiac pendant mold, then I'm going to be driving myself crazy anyway. Because I'm not going to be able to fill them until I get my resin, which I won't be able to do till I get my check. Which the soonest we'll probably get it is Monday. Ow! Itch, itch, itch. Bugs. Bella's laying here just a sleeping. He's all comfortable. And Pops has got the kitchen window open in there, I think. Because I was in there earlier and Boo was laying in it. And it's not too bad out. I mean, it's a little on the chilly side. So I was sitting here trying to determine if I wanted to open the window or not. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit too chilly. So yay. Got my ring on. So yeah, let's see. What is the place I'm most likely going to want to hang out in tonight on my Avakin? It's going to be a tough choice. Probably my castle. I definitely miss my castle. And I like having my Raven in my castle in the main area, the main floor, as soon as you walk in, what would be the living room. But in castle terminology, I don't know what they would call it. It's not the foyer. It's just, to me, it's the living. It's the main room of the castle. And then if you go off to the right, that's my throne room. If you go off to the left, that's my dungeon. If you go up the steps and go to the right, that goes into the bedroom. If you go up the steps and go to the left, that goes to the outside balcony. So that one can be a lot of fun, especially if you have a lot of friends. And I did accept a couple of requests today. And, because, sometimes, usually what I do is I'll look in their profile and I'll try to determine, is this a teeny bopper? Because if it's a teenager, I don't want to be bothered with them, because I'm not here to hand them stuff out, buy them rooms, buy them clothes. So they don't have to spend money, because they don't have any money to spend, especially when it's teenagers. It's like, where are they getting the money to get anything? They get others to buy it for them, or snatch their parents' credit card or something. Who knows? So, but yeah, I'll probably hang out in my castle tonight. I miss my castle. And my cave is a daytime thing for sure, because remember when we would dance outside in the sand around the fire at my cave? It was a daytime, because if it was a nighttime scene, you can tell. It's like, oh, this is a nighttime. Like, the very first room on the top of my list is only the nighttime version of that particular room. They also have a day version of that room that you can get as well. I don't remember how much that one costs, though. So that's one of those that I might still allow myself to spend a little bit of money, but I'm going to be a lot more careful, trying not to spend too much, because I would rather work jobs and get the money built up that way. But then they get these cool bundles, and it's really hard to resist sometimes. It's 10 to 1 here, so it's about 10 to 6 there. Are you going to be getting on doing your live soon? Or have you decided if you want to do a live today or not on your TikTok shop? Okay. Okay. Just trying to help us, both of us keep track of the time too, because I don't want you to miss doing a live just because I'm doing one because I want you to be able to do one if you want, so you can get more stuff sold. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I did my eating. I was only able to do a bowl of cereal, but it was enough to take my pills. And that was the main thing. And I freaking. I don't know if I can get this toenail off or not. It's down pretty far. Where it's like into the skin. I ended up. Ugh. I hate when it's down far like that because unless you can clip it, it can get snagged on stuff. But I walked into the bedroom. I think it was last night when I went to bed, or this morning rather. And I ended up bumping. I slammed my toenail into something and it cracked it. It split it, but one section of it is all the way down into the skin. So if you just pull that thing off, it's going to hurt like hell. And not to mention it would probably bleed too, because then you're going to be exposing skin that you're not supposed to be exposing. So that one I'm probably going to have to take the toenail clippers or something and see if I can very gingerly clip it down without hurting myself until some of it can grow back. I actually worked in the salon today a little bit on Avakin. Not a single customer sat down. I was like, oh, crap. Because I've only got myself to level 3 on that. Which, I'd like to be able to. I really like the salon. It's just that one is the worst as far as it's the hardest to get customers, it seems. So. Mast is running around outside in the yard. Sometimes she'll come up on the porch. Yeah, it is. Matter of fact, I think I'll. Uh-oh. I'm going to move down here. Pops is not sitting here right now. And that way I can plug my phone in. Sorry. Die on me. There we go. Can you still hear it okay? If not, then I'll try to move the computer over here a little closer. Make sure you can hear it. Uh-oh. Accidentally brought up the calendar. Didn't mean to. The tape's helping. Because I know a lot of what it is the because I've worn so many other rings on this finger. Sometimes it's good to take a break from wearing them because the skin underneath dies and it starts smelling gosh awful, you know? Anytime I hear any kind of a decently loud noise outside, I try to turn around and look. Because if any packages are going to be delivered, it's usually around this time of day. Because they do the businesses first, then they do the residential. So, oh, I don't think I can with this one. Nope. Trying to set this up so I don't have to lay it down. Okay. Even though I didn't answer it, I still, when I get a call from a weird number, I just make it a habit of looking out the window because it might be them delivering my package. So. This one I don't have anything to prop the phone up on because I don't want to put it up against my lava light because that lava light gets hot because the stand that it's in is metal and I don't want it to like melt my freaking phone case either. Okay. Now come on. I did not want you to do that. Come on. Okay, I've sat out here. We'll go sit inside. Go sit in the garage. Spend some time with my chimera. My Merligen. And check him. Make sure he's... Come on. Hello. Thank you. Okay, he don't need to be fed for 2 hours yet. Come on. There we go. Hey! Yeah, why not? Let's dance. Let's dance a little bit. Why not? Put my stylus back in here so I don't drop it. I just decided to let my avatar dance a little bit, which is usually one of my favorite things when I'm in either IMVU or Sims 3 or Avakin, because you can dance in any of them. I know what I can do. So I don't feel like I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Oh, there's my scissors. Been looking for those. Well, actually, they're not mine. They're Maria's. I still need to get this done. I'm thinking about adding some of the pink on. But I had to start doing edging because I want to talk about tricky. Balancing the computer on my ankles so that it don't fall over. But yeah, I had to start doing some edging around it because it was looking uneven. And the sooner I get this ball crocheted into this, the better, because then I'm thinking about adding some pink to it. You got Boo, don't you? How did I know that? Hi, Boo!
Hey, Mommy.
There's your Boo, baby!
You don't have to stay if you don't want to.
She's like, hi, Boo, baby! Sissy saying hi. At least you got to see him for a minute.
I've been petting him and he's just sitting there purring.
Well, of course.
Well, let's see if he wants to go see Mommy for a bit. He doesn't purr like as much as the others do. Getting it. Hold on. There you go.
Turn that up a little more so you can still hear it because it's further away from the speaker now.
Like I said, you can turn your music up a lot. It's not gonna bother you. In Dayton, like I said, that one friend who used to come down all the time because it fascinated him how I could sit there and multitask. And had music videos on, playing a game, and downloading files on another computer. You know, I had 4 computers. Only paid for one. That was my gaming rig. All the rest were ones that, like, we got these 5 computers. I need you to put together the best one you can out of the 5. Keep the rest if you want.
Well, some of the songs, they tend to get a little too loud, so then I'm constantly adjusting the volume anyway, because I don't want them so loud that it's like even seems too loud to me. I wanted to get me a dragon on Avakin, but pretty much all their dragons are so expensive, in my opinion. They're right up there with the wings and how ridiculously priced the wings are on Avakin. Carpal tunnel already bothering me. Another thing that's difficult when I'm doing black like this is sometimes it's hard to see the stitches, so I know where to put them and not end up making it, look some funky way that I don't want it. I just glance every so often to make sure I don't miss anything you type. Because my glasses are over there on the lamp. I didn't bring them over here. Okay, hun. All right. I'll see you there. Navio.